Afternoon, everybody. Jason Salas here. Now, sports is an amazing vehicle to bring people together, to make change in our community, to do positive things, and no one knows that better and to build community than my guest here, the one and only Steve Shimizu. Hey. Brim, hey, very good to see you.
Thanks, Jace.
Now, when you talk about, wonderful personalities in the island sports community, Steve is the godfather of the Jiu-Jitsu tournament, and the Marianas Open is worldwide renowned as bringing together, people from different gyms, different practitioners, but everybody has the love of this wonderful athletic form.
Oh, man.
And you are behind that all the way.
Well, I would say I am behind a strong team that's actually behind Jiu-Jitsu. So
as a leader would.
I would have to say that this came together with passion. So most of us that are doing it, we've been doing it for about 17, 18 years or so. We've been at it for quite some time. And we had some good runs and we had some bad runs, but just like everything else, the stronghold of the Marianas is really fueled by athletes, spectators, and of course our team that's very passionate about the sport.
There you go, and that is the trifecta right there. You've got an amazing crop of athletes. So many people here training jiu-jitsu. One of the reasons why the sport is so big is because you have brought them into this shared facility, if you will, virtual. And just said, basically, we're giving you a venue, exhibit your skills, meet new people, take your game to the next level, because now you're competing against people you may have never even known before. But I mean, it's an amazing networking opportunity too.
Oh yeah, because back in the day when I used to compete and I was in jiu-jitsu, I was like, man, I'm spending all this money flying out, and I see that Guam was lacking that feeling of having the anxiety of being in a world-renowned stage, and every time they would compete, we have so much talented people, but they cannot get out.
Now, so many people say that, though. They say, there's so many wonderful opportunities away from our shores and everything. Yeah. How do you actually bring that and make that happen here?
We bring the world to Guam. It's tired of Guam going to the world. It's time for the world to come to Guam.
I'm sure GVB would appreciate that attitude, too.
They love it. So
that's who we are. It's our hospitality.
Yeah, not to sound cocky or anything, but the Chamorro Pride, they want to showcase their skills, and we can't go out there all the time. Not everyone has the money to go and fly to California to compete at the Worlds. Not everybody, but if the world comes here from those number one ranked people in the world come to Guam to compete, the opportunity is right there. You just get up and go out of your village in Manilao and just drive to UOG, and you're right there to compete with the best in the world. Mm-hmm. I mean, how great is that to wake up in the morning and just drive to the venue and compete against this guy you've seen on YouTube, seen on TikTok, TV, famous, renowned dude from Asia, Brazil, coming to our backyard to compete. That's the opportunity that no one gets, because you would have to fly out to get there. And even at that stage, you have to get to a certain level to get to those type of guys. Mm-hmm. But on Guam, we have the opportunity, and us Chamorros are so prideful, and they're so skilled. People don't realize that we are skilled Guamanians, and we are skilled in the sport, because most people that do this, that compete, are very passionate about it. And that's
you give us a job to do as Guamanians. We're going to do it all the way to completion, and we're going to try our very best.
That's the thing about our island, Jace, is that everyone, when somebody's really passionate about a sport, whether it's running, surfing, whatever, they do it hard, and they feel it, and they drive everything they can, their heart, their souls into it. And next thing you know, it's done. There's nothing else. Mm-hmm. We got to wait till next year. So all the jiu-jitsu tournaments that popping out, it sharpens the blades of everybody that wants to take their level to outside of Guam. They don't have to worry about, man, I'm just entering this small tournament and all that. No, the platform is a world stage platform. Mm-hmm. And that's what we offer here in the island. Is we started off with just 30 people, 30 jiu-jitsu practitioners competing. I did it out of fun because I wanted my kids to roll, and instead my son was like, man, Dad, how come we always go to watch you compete? What about us?
But it was you and those first 30 and everybody working on that. You dared to dream, and I think that is the key part.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should I
but now the fact that you're now in year 17 also shows that it wasn't just a one-off one-time shot. You've actually created like this pipeline of getting young athletes interested in the sport, making sure that like the gyms are, informed, and you communicate with all of them. It's like, hey, we're working on next year's event. We'd like your participation. Send your athletes.
Yeah.
You're making sure that internationally this is a known thing. The spectator side of it too, because I could never do jiu-jitsu. People have asked me like to train.
No.
I mean, I get broken in half in 2
Yeah,
seconds in.
but like.
But I've watched it and it's amazing.
Yes, and that's why the spectator side is very important, because when you look at the sport, you need to, like, a lot of people, they're not educated with the sport enough to make too much of a comment, but it's okay, because you got the UFC, you have different organizations, they cater the sport differently, but the true BJJ athlete knows that this sport, they don't call it the gentle art for nothing, is that you got to work like anything else. You got to work, you got to put the heart and soul into it, and you got to nurture the sport correctly, and you got to show the spectators that, hey, jiu-jitsu is actually for everybody, but maybe it's not their cup of tea. But when you watch the sport and you see the camaraderie and you see the people, how they interact with each other, and it just brings life, and people say, wow, this is totally different.
So quite literally, it's all about leverage.
Yes,
in many ways.
Yes, and the athletes, you form this friendship, even though you're gonna battle with this guy, and you just, you want to win, you want to get points, you want to submit him. The fact remains is that right after you're done, the bond between the two athletes is like no other. They feel each other's pain, and you're in their same level. The anxieties doesn't change. Whether you're a world champion, whether you're a beginner, the anxiety is the same. And it takes platform like the Marianas Open, Copa de Marianas, the Marianas Pro, to put that anxiety. And we don't do it because we want to make the kids feel this way, or the athletes feel this way. We do it because we have pride in the tournament.
Right.
We want to set the stage, set the bar high, make it a world-renowned tournament, and have these guys compete on a platform that they can brag and say, you know what? Today, I'm the Marianas Open champion, and today I'm going to walk out of here. I'm going to hold that trophy for 1 year. You can brag all you want, but you got the bragging rights comes straight from this tournament.
And if you put in the work, you deserve to have those, to the victor
down.
go the spoils, as they say.
Yes. And I got guys that have been training just for this. They're just wanting to win, get in that podium, win gold. I got teams that are having that pride they want to be the champions, and they know that this platform offers that for them. And to be the Marianas Open champion takes a lot of work from the coaches, the athletes, everybody, the parents, all that sacrifice. You put that there and you hold that trophy in your hands. That means a lot to people. That's beyond our team. We're proud to put that together, but the feeling that they have is different than most people can imagine.
Now, in year one, as you said, you had 30 participants, probably just like on one mat throughout the course of the day.
Yeah.
Now we have as many as 6 mats simultaneously featuring elite level jiu-jitsu competition. How many participants do you have this year? And I know the military and their participation has always been like a very positive.
Big. So the military, Guam Army National Guard, is making a big presence on this. You will see their presence there. They're going to have booths and stuff to educate people about why they're involved in this jiu-jitsu tournament, is because it also formulates their what they do. They, grappling and jiu-jitsu go hand in hand with defending our country, right? So
the military has incorporated elements of grappling into their traditional hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, martial arts is very important because we want our fellow brothers, sisters, fathers to come home. And that's why that's another tool in their box. So, of course, they're a big supporter on this. They support this wonderful sport. And you'll see them putting on their platform there come Saturday.
Okay, so how many participants are we thinking? And are there any more spots left? Because I know a lot of people are saying,
so
I can't wait for this. Or there are people saying, like, I would love to do this for the first time.
So today would be the last day to register. There's about 300 participants now. 100 of international athletes are coming here. Russia, Japan, Korea, Brazil, China. Man, I can't even name every country, but They all are coming. The world is coming to Guam. And this is the first international tournament, truly international tournament that Guam has for this particular sport. I know you got running and jogging and all that, but this particular sport, we've never had this many athletes from off island come in at one time.
Okay.
So,
now you're also now I've known you so long, and everybody that knows Steve can qualify like his character. He loves Guam. He wants to make sure that he takes care of like everybody in Nafamalik to the core, right?
oh yes. So
There also is a purpose, and there is a beneficiary.
You know, when you have a when you see someone doing jiu-jitsu and you notice that they're just hardcore, they're just nonstop, they have a passion for it, you know who they are. You can see that because they compete in your tournament, compete in other people's tournament. And when something happens to this particular person in Guam, one thing unique about our island is that everyone comes together
Yes,
to
sir.
help each other out. So I have a particular kid who I've watched grow into it, and I've seen him compete. Caleb and his parents. You know, he's going through a battle, but it's not his last battle, because after he beats cancer and he taps out cancer, he will be back on the mat, and he's going to podium one day at the Marianas Open. So the proceeds of registration, part of the proceeds of registration for every athlete goes to Caleb's fight. And it's on our GoFundMe Instagram, so you can see that. And hey guys, spectators, as you pay at the door, remember you're also helping out Caleb as well, because part of that door goes to him.
It's an amazing way to enjoy
And-
some island sports, everybody, and you can really help a member of our community who's going through some stuff
Yeah.
and his family.
Yes.
So Caleb, we stand with you, and our thoughts and prayers are with your family as well.
I
All
want
right.
to see him podium.
And Steve, we thank you for your leadership, for your guidance, for not just this year, but for all 17 of the years, and for just having the vision to be able to put this together. Also, shout out to Mike, all your team, like out
Yeah.
there working really, really
Oh
hard to help
man,
this.
my team is the greatest, man. I guys, thank you guys. I can't do this without you. You are the backbone. This is not on me. This is them.
There you go.
So they're the backbone. Thanks,
Steve
Jason.
Shimizu, everybody. Like, again, the godfather of Guam. You got Nino. The
This
Nino
guy
of Guam.
must be related.
Yeah. Jiu-Jitsu tournaments on Guam doing amazing things. So please make sure to go out, support the Marianas Open. Amazing event doing amazing things.
Thank you.